Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am happy to serve as your tutor friend for the self-education learning platform. Today's topic will be on cybersecurity risk management and mitigation. As you all know, cybersecurity has been an emerging technology, especially in the field of computer science, and this particular terminology has a lot of connectivity amongst protection of the important resources that are part and parcel of our day-to-day activities. In this particular PPT, I will be just dealing with one particular topic called as IT assets. The one which I have highlighted and kept it in the red color are being covered in this particular slides in this video. And as we all know, self-education is key to success. We are just going to give an introduction about cyber security, how it emerged, what it actually means, what are the different types of cyber attacks, what are the asset categorization and identification, and of course the asset categorization of it. Okay, so let's just begin. And before we begin something, we can have a practical component to it also. We can try to create a small catalog in the sense a list of things which are available in it, maybe some items or some materials whatever we require on information and physical assets, and we can try to categorize them into either a tangible asset or an intangible asset. As I proceed through this particular video, you will be able to know what is a tangible asset and what is an intangible asset, and you can easily categorize it. And for suggested reading, I have given a site also. Do check on to it what is an IT asset management. So let's proceed. First, what is cyber security? You should first know this terminology is not a new one. It has been there for ages. To start with, what exactly is cyber security is nothing but simply we can say it is a practice of defending computers. What is defending computers? Nothing but protecting the computers, the servers, mobile devices, everything. Because nowadays there have been a lot of attacks on our personal data. Maybe even the attackers wantedly they would try to do it, unknowingly they can try to do it. Okay, so this particular thing we have to safeguard or protect it from those attackers or hackers as they are termed. So cyber security in better terms can also be called as a simple computer security or an information technology security, that is called as your IT security, right? So it's just the protection of your computer systems and networks from the theft of it. Theft is someone is robbing and just stealing away your data, personal information, anything, or they can even cause some kind of a damage to it so that it is not being used by the user or the administrator themselves. So this particularly is termed as cyber security. And Kaspersky, we all know Kaspersky is the best antivirus software which is being available, right? It has introduced many antivirus firewall based softwares for protection of our computer, and they have beautifully designed, I can say, what cybersecurity means. That is nothing but a practice of defending computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic system and everything from malicious attacks. Malicious attacks are nothing but those which are caused by illegal activities. It's not a legal one, it's not an authorized one, it is an unauthorized illegal attack is called as a malicious attack. So we should have something called as disaster recovery and business continuity. These two terms are the best things which try to make an organization go ahead of it. Okay, so we should, once it has caused some kind of a theft or a damage, automatically we need to recover from it, from the damage. You should not be in a distress to just leave it away and move away. It's not possible for an organization. So we have to have something called as a disaster recovery system, so the business continues further, that is the organization grows. So both these terms also are important part and parcel of your cyber security terminologies. Okay, so simply it's just the protection of our data and integrity of the computing system is called as cyber security. This is a brief example or definition of it. Now let's just move on to why should I go in for protection of my system. When something happens only we need to protect, right? See, if there is robbers out there only, we try to have lockers in the banks, as well as the lock cases in our houses. We lock the doors. Why do we do that? There are some kind of attacks, right? The same way, some kind of an attack, nothing but an attempt they are trying to do to expose, alter, disable, destroy, steal, anything they can do to gain unauthorized access. That is, they are not given authorization to take the access. They are doing some kind of an illegal, malicious, or unauthorized access. And it is like more of a deliberate attempt to cause breach to that particular information system. So, or the organization. So, the organization will be at stake. Nowadays, we have seen a lot of such attacks have taken place in lieu or exchange of bitcoins. Okay, that currency, bitcoin currencies and everything, blockchain mechanism, there are a lot of attacks taking place for anyone. It's not specifically for one organization, for any individual also it can take place, right? So for protecting ourselves, that is our data, our personal assets, our integrity, basically. Integrity means we are not just giving everything just like that openly, that the cyber criminals can take an advantage of these things and finally steal our sensitive information, highly secretive, sensitive informations of the organization or an individual. See, suppose, for example, the Aadhaar card, right? If it is totally exposed to everybody with just the number, and they take everything, all information out of us, because we are giving Aadhaar or any other identity proof to everywhere where we register, be it ticket booking or online purchase or whatever it is, right? So any POS, like point of sales, you're using it. So in such cases, if these data are exposed to cyber criminals and they try to steal your sensitive information, then automatically they to breach the trust what we have for our particular data or information. So some of the common types of cyber attacks available are malware attacks. Malware is nothing but it's just two word coined as one word. Malware, just see it as two words. Malicious software, that is called as malware. Okay, so that is one of the main common types of cyber attacks which are happening. Then you have phishing attacks. Phishing attacks is very very common in the internet scheme, because they try to, like a phishing net, you can say. That is why the name is called phishing. Okay, P silent, you can have it as even phishing attack, right? So that particular thing is going to have some kind of a attack over the internet to n number of users. They are not pointing to one particular user. Simply they are just using their net, so-called net, to catch the fishes. We are actually the fishes who are just giving the information to them, just like that, or somehow they are taking information from us. So that is one type, another type of attack. Then man in the middle attack. This is very 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 common, like an eavesdropping attack. See, we have crosstalks in phone, right? For example, one two persons are talking, sender and receiver or the communicator. Those two are only involved. I'm not talking about the video conferencing or the voice conferencing, conference call they are trying to do. This is some kind of an eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is nothing but some person in the middle, without our knowledge, without the sender receiver's knowledge, try to grab the information and try to steal something out of it or gain something out of it. So that is called as man in the middle attack. It says MITM. Okay, that's the most common type of attack I'm telling you, right? Next is your DOS attack, which is again another common type, which is the denial of service attack. You're not giving the service even to the administrator who's asking for it. That is the owner of it. If he's having a system, computer, he has the server, the resources, everything. But somehow denial of service is provided, that is not providing service by cutting the connection or by overhearing or by doing some kind of a spam or scam or whatever it is, and they do not give the access to even the person who is actually the owner of that particular resource. So that's called as DOS attack or denial of service attack. Then the fifth attack is nothing but SQL attack. That is your structured query language injection. It's called as SQL injection. This SQL attack, I'm not elaborating more on it. In another video of mine, I'll try to tell you what it is, because it is closely connected with database management system, DBMS. So with that only, the queries are there, right, in DBMS. that query attack is done by this SQL injection. Injection is just trying to post some queries in between the original pieces. That is one. Then zero exploit attack is another thing where we will not know what has been attacked at all. We will think that at the end of the day, when we just see, we will not know what type of resources or what our assets have been destroyed or have been stolen. We will not know because unauthorized access by external people are taking place. So that is one thing. Next is DNS attack, that is DNS tunneling, they call it, domain name server. This is nothing but you have HTTP, right? Whenever you type a website, HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, and then you give www.google.com, all those things. In that, the DNS, that is domain name service, that particular thing, the name what you're giving. There are many websites nowadays, right, to get your own website that can also be attacked by DNS tunneling. So we should be very, very careful with such kind of very prevalent. Next is about your types of session attacks. See, session attack is nothing but when you are online on connectivity, you use some kind of a session cookies for the time being, and then you try to have a continued conversation or a continued, not necessarily through a phone or whatever, but just your internet is on. And how can you have between the sender and the receiver, there is the synchronization properly followed, right, between the sender and receiver. These session attacks try to desynchronize it. They will not give an access to the receiver from the sender side. Instead, they will act as false sender or pseudo senders, and then they will try to do it. First one is hijacking attack. Hijacking, the name itself, we know how the flights are hijacked, right, between two entities. And masqueraders, masqueraders are nothing but they assume that they are the original one, but they are not. They are the fake ones or the pseudo ones, we say. Pseudo is false, right? So that is called as hijacking attack, which is a kind of network security attack. In simple term, I'm just giving you this kind of an attack, right? Session hijacking technique. Just see that particular flow chart, you will understand that flow diagram. Tracking the connection. First, they track the connection, okay, and then desynchronize the connection, and finally they inject the attacker's packet. This is how it is being done. They just track it. Simply they will silently sit in one corner, and then they will track everything whatever is happening. Then they desynchronize everything, then inject it. This is really very bad, and to protect it we have certain other things like HTTPS, that is your hypertext transfer protocol, secure, S stands for secure, and SSL, secure socket layer. Both are used for hijacking attacks to mitigate them or stop them or reduce them. Then session replay attack is one kind of thing which is like a playback attack. Though here the attacker is going to avoid the authentication process. Normal process will not do. He will re-authenticate. He will come in the middle and take the session tokens, and he will play it back again to the receiver, saying that he is the original sender. Like that, they will try to have a replay or playback attack. Then man in the middle attack, I just now told that it is a type of eavesdropping attack, and to interrupt the kind of communication, they do this and steal the data. So many cryptography techniques like encryption standards. Like for example, I'm sending you a message, hello, HELLO. I don't want this hello message to be read between any other unauthorized person. Only the receiver should know it. Means I will send an encrypted code along with it saying H. For H I can give it as 5, number 5, and 1 1 0 0, something like that. I'm giving a code and then sending it to the receiver and telling him to decrypt it. Decrypt means encryption means you're giving a solid protection to it. Then you try to remove that layer of it, that is decryption, and finally that receiver is able to recognize that particular word what you had sent. So those things are used for cryptographic encryption and HMAC, that is hashed message authentication codes, for better data integrity, message authenticity. This is very, very important. Next is, this is a diagrammatic representation of the replay attack, what they are doing it, and man in the middle attack. This is the original connection. They try to disrupt the original connection, and from the middle, the user now the sender becomes a victim now because someone has attacked that victim now. So that is a very, very difficult one to understand. I mean, to come out of it. More than understanding, to come out of such an attack is very difficult. For a layman or a normal user, it is not that easy. Next, I wanted to tell you about this IT assets. Okay, I'm just quickly going through what is an asset. Asset is nothing but your own property, right? Whatever you're owning it, you are the owner of it means it's an asset. Need not specifically be a movable property or an immovable. It need not be a immovable property. It can be even a movable one. Even a pen is your asset. Even a small mic is your asset. Your people are hearing with probably a earphone, right? That earphone is your asset. Your laptop is your asset. Your mobile is your asset. Everything, right? So that which you own, that which you have for yourself or for your organization, it's your asset. So asset characterization is nothing but how do you identify them and then characterize it, whether they belong to a critical one or a non-critical one. That is called as characterization. Then identification is nothing but from where these assets come. Just now I told you, no? So how do you identify the layer of each and every asset and how, what risk it has been, imparted on it, or some damage has been done means how do you protect it. So that is basically called as IT asset management. This ITAM topic I will cover in another video of mine so that you will have a total understanding of what is ITAM. Okay, so this particular slide with some more presentation I'll be covering in another video which will be uploaded very soon. Do watch that also so that you will have an understanding of what is the IT. Two particular differentiations I have given here. You can also see through it. So one is about the physical existence of it, that is tangible one. They do not have physical existence means it is an intangible one. And it is either that they get depreciated. Depreciated is the value becomes less. The furniture what you bought for maybe 50,000, a recliner sofa you've got, imagine after 5 years from now, can you sell it for the same price or even more? No. It may be for even like a scrap rate or even 5,000, 10,000 only they'll be giving you, right? Or even less than that, even 1,000 or 500 only they'll give you like a scrap rate because it has been used. Value is depreciated. But here, intangible assets, the value gets appreciated or amortized, which is nothing but it gets increased. As I told you, the patent's value, what you have got a patent for your product or your model, will not be known today, but 10 years from now it will gain so much of value and so many funds will be coming to you, you'll become shareholder of it, right? Like that you can say. Then these assets can be easily destroyed by fire, natural calamities, or whatever it is, like furniture, car, whatever it is. But intangible assets are those which only be destroyed due to business failure. If there is any problem in the business or you're not properly holding the share of it, that happens. Okay, and potential revenue it increases, but here the current market values alone more for tangible one, intangible one potential value more. So here cost can be easily determined for a tangible one, but for an intangible one, cost is very, very difficult to determine. Why? Can you determine the cost of a particular software or a logo or a patent? No, you cannot say. It varies from one to one. But for a vehicle, for example, you're buying a car, a SUV car or a high-end model car, anything, luxury car you're buying. So in that case, you can know this BMW, this particular version is this cost. Then Audi car, this particular A6 is this cost, A7 is this cost. We know that it's already fixed one. But intangible ones cannot be fixed like that. It varies from person to person, from material to material, from things to things, right? So tangible and intangible assets are most important. Why I have taken so much of this particular slide's time is because I wanted to tell you what exactly it's an asset. Asset is nothing but you are owning it, you are having it, you are the sole heirship of it or ownership of it. You're owning it, right? So it's to you or your organization, you are having it. So you are the proprietor, sole proprietor of it. So if that is the case, it is your asset. Assets can be of two classification, the tangible ones, the intangible ones. Tangible, T. So T means, just imagine it is related as touchable, TT. Okay, tangible, touchable. So you can touch and feel everything. Those are tangible assets. Intangible ones are non-touchable, or you cannot feel it. You can have an appreciation over the years, but not the current value. But these things can have a physical presence of it and have an appreciation only for the current day. Okay, the car's price is 5 lakhs today, means it will not be appreciated after 5 years the same 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs. No, it becomes an old car. So it becomes more less, right? That is tangible one. Intangible ones, if patent value is 10,000 today, it becomes even 1 crore after some years. That is also possible. So that is called as the intangible ones. So tangible, intangible assets, you should first have a clear understanding of it. And then, as I told you, I'll tell you about IT asset management. It's called ITAM. So these are important topics of cyber security. First, you should know what is cyber security, that I have explained. Then what are the attacks which are on cyber security, and then finally we have this tangible and intangible assets. In my next video, you will be seeing about what is ITAM, that is your IT asset management, that is information technology asset management, along with its life cycle and other things. Okay, so these are all very, very important concepts of your cyber security before you can go in detail for a practical implementation of it. The practical implementation also I will show you a small video in the upcoming videos which I'm going to give. So do visit it, do see this, and I think you would have got a little bit of an understanding or an insight about what exactly is cyber security and IT assets and management and everything. In my other videos, you will be seeing some topics related to the cyber security as well as cloud computing and other topics which you would like to see in future also. Please do comment in the comment section so that I will cover all the topics which are possible, because as I told you, I am your tutor friend here. So I am here to, we'll have an open discussion and an open platform through this digital interface, so that we can share our knowledge and gain. I can also gain from you, I can also share from you, you can also gain and share from me. That's how it is. We are just sharing the resources and knowledge. So thank you for watching my videos, and do support me for my for my undertaking and the future uploads whatever I'm going to give. And do share in your comments also, so that I will also be able to recognize how I have contributed my work. If you want any other particular topic we covered, please do tell. I will try, I'll give a good presentation of it so that we can share and care each other. After all, self-education is the motto and key to success. Thank you. Have a good day. Tangible one, which is nothing but like cash, furniture, vehicle, building. What are these? Computer. You can touch it and feel, right? So these are all tangible, means nothing but touchable assets. You can touch and feel. I can touch my money, my currency notes, my furniture, my vehicle, my computer, whatnot. Everything I can touch and feel. So that is tangible. Intangible means what? You cannot touch and feel anything. But these are assets which are given, which have more value. For example, patents. If you're having a super duper, like a model which you have developed, and nobody else has done it, and get a patent for your, like a patent or award for your particular model what you have developed, automatically this is an intangible asset which you can touch and feel, except that paper or whatever they're giving you, or the logo of it or the copyright of it, but it has so much value compared to the tangible ones. All you can also say, like the brand value of it, the goodwill of the customer. Can you measure a goodwill of a customer? No, definitely. If the customer comes back to a company or organization, you can understand that okay, the customer is satisfied. So that is goodwill, right? So intangible assets do have this particular type of organization of it, right? So you have to have a clear understanding of what is a tangible one, what is an intangible one. As I told you, intangible assets are non-touchable, you cannot touch and feel, but tangible ones are easily touching and you can feel it, right? You can touch a computer, you can touch a furniture, you can touch your pen, your laptop, whatever it is. But intangible ones are giving you some kind of a value, they add future values are more. Patents now you've got, but if you get the source of it, like money from it or some kind of a fund from it, from your patent, not now but after 10 years, that has more value than the furniture what you got yesterday, right? Furniture may be just 10,000, but the patent value may be some lakhs or even crores. It's possible. So that is called as tangible and intangible assets. First I wanted to tell you what are the examples of it, then we will just go in for the